Hello and welcome to the Philippines. Expat life in Cebu City, Philippines. I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on what it's like to be an expat here in Cebu City, Cebu, the Philippines, here in September 2021, almost October. Anyway, started the Christmas season, but you wouldn't know it. Normally you would go into malls, there would be more crowds and not much going on really. We have the restrictions and requirements in place, a number of different places. They have loosened up a little bit. A couple of weeks ago we were on a everybody stay at home except for essential travel type thing. And in reality, people are out living their lives, I think, for the most part. Now, yesterday, I believe President Duterte stated that this is, I think, the only country in the world that requires face shields in addition to face masks. And he said face shields no longer required when you're outdoors unless it's a very crowded place, environment. So we'll see how that goes, how long that'll last. Things can change here fast. Numbers go up and the politicians start clamping down, putting out new rules and regulations. Anyway, I'm headed from J Center Mall, where immigration is at, in the Tri-Cities, Cebu City, Mandaue City, and across the bridge in Lapu-Lapu City on Mactan Island are considered the Tri-Cities, and each one has a separate mayor, and sometimes they coordinate their policies, sometimes they don't. One city might have a liquor ban and the other one doesn't. Different restrictions, different requirements. Presently, there is an alcohol ban in that all bars are closed. Now, they had been open for a couple of months, I believe, and a bar could only serve 2 drinks to each person, something like that. But anyway, they decided there were too many people congregating in those places, and they shut that down. That may be another week or month. Nobody knows for sure. So these businesses, I know there are a number of businesses that have closed permanently because of that. 19 months already since the lockdown started in March 2020. I have not heard any discussions about letting tourists back in, but other nations are talking more about it. Some nations are opening up a bit. Somebody mentioned to me the other day that very possibly, once these economies do open up, places like the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, when they open up, there could very well be a flood of people trying to get out of town. As you know, I know many people in the United States, many people in Europe, even now with what's going on in Australia. I got a few people upset when I stated it's almost a police state there with the way the police are going after the people there. But watch get off of the what they call mainstream, lamestream media and start watching what's really going on in the streets, and you might be. It's a bit disturbing. Anyway, we've got a certain amount of freedom here, even though there have been regulations about, I think under, this has changed a little bit over the months. Under 18 and over 65, supposed to be stay locked in your house, never go outside. And then somebody said, well, you can, maybe you can go out in your yard and exercise a little bit. In reality, people go out. People go and continue to live their lives. It's much healthier to be out in the air than be confined. All the studies show that a lot of the transmission has happened in enclosed areas, In fact, even within homes, um, very densely populated country, so there's a lot of transmission of anything and everything in the homes environment, in the barangays, in the villages. As far as the cost of living, there are deals to be had out there in the real estate. I've talked to a number of real estate people, and there are people that are getting some good deals. There are a lot of people looking for just a rock bottom price if they're going to buy, and there are a lot of owners who just are not going to go that low. There are a number of people motivated who will drop a reasonable amount, but oftentimes these two groups of people are not getting together. So I suspect that once things do open back up, hopefully by Christmas, that then you will see more people coming in. You may well see in prices going back up again. So if you're in that situation where you want to rent a new place, if you want to purchase something, the next few months maybe even the experts can't agree on this. I listened to some of the discussions with realtors around the Philippines and Southeast Asia, and nobody really agrees on what's going to happen. They've got feelings that certain things will happen, but there's a lot of pent-up demand. There's going to be a lot of people coming once things open up. It appears that many countries are opening up with the various passes, and even the passes that discriminate against certain groups of people. There's protests around the country, around the nation, around not only the nation, not so much here, but around the world, against that type of discrimination. And the passes that I've read about, the European Union and the travel industry had 3 requirements basically, where you could, if you've had a vaccine, but there again, each country requires different vaccines, approves different vaccines, and those vaccines only last 6-7 months maybe. So if you haven't had the latest vaccine, you might not qualify. We don't know those issues yet. The second option is to have recovered from having the virus, so that you have several studies now show that natural immunity with this particular virus is even up to like 27 times better than the vaccines that are out there. And a couple of people have questioned me about that. It's there's a couple of Israeli studies, I believe, and another study or two. And so that's good news. Not recommending that you go out and intentionally get the virus, but I've had it. I believe I've had it twice. Once somewhat mild, like a mild flu, and the second time, I don't know if you'd call it severe, but it was not fun. But as a senior citizen with no comorbidities, I survived it relatively well, I guess. I slept day and night for about a week, and it took me another week to recover after that. Basically, you got the Sarosa Hotel. Some of you have stayed there on the right, the tall tan building. Castle Peak Hotel up here on the left, and we are headed towards Ayala Mall, Cebu Business District. And so the third requirement to travel under these various passes is that you show a negative test. And that's something that's been going on. Here's the Castle Peak Hotel. A number of you have stayed there. And I believe they're all closed right at the present time. But if they're going to have a pass, generally speaking, those are the types of passes that are being enforced now. In order to promote or force people to get vaccinated in the Philippines. They're talking about only allowing vaccinated people inside of restaurants, although unvaccinated can sit outside, tables outside of the restaurant. Anyway, the new condominium going up there, Taft Eastgate. I believe it was delayed for quite some time, but now it's going up quite rapidly. I believe it's eventually going to have 3 or 4 towers, but kind of an interesting place. I've done a video about that. I've got 1,000 videos up now. For those of you who don't know, who are interested, I do a lot of reviews of condominiums, real estate, primarily in Cebu. Did a little bit over on Iloilo and a little bit over on Bohol Island. I do a lot of cost of living videos, travel videos, different resorts that I've visited. I've got playlists that you can go and just watch all of them if you wish. If you enjoy these videos, please click the like button, and that helps promote the channel. I'm working on several. I take a lot of video, and I think even if I left the Philippines, I have enough video and ideas for videos for another 2 years probably. And I enjoy doing it, enjoy putting them up, enjoy sharing information. Seda Hotel there, right next to the Ayala Mall. Right up here on the right is the Ayala Mall, the Cebu Business District. A number of condominiums in there. Alcoves, a new high-end, Avalon, Solinia, a number of others. Anyway, if I had to be stuck someplace in the world, I guess the Philippines is reasonably good place to be stuck, even during these last 19 months with various degrees of lockdowns. I would be bored back in the USA, even though I would have some freedoms and have, of course, the convenience of so many of the stores and products available there. Anyway, what's going on in your part of the world? Are you getting out travel, or have you changed your options? Some of you decided to go to Mexico. Somebody said they were going to Cambodia. There are various requirements and restrictions. These different countries, it can change. Anyway, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.